A 200-word essay?
He was saying
Yeah.
that,
He's actually, I would. You can pay me for it.
One card step.
Calls a 7. Rudoy, Jack 9. Kenneth Key, Jack 9 as well. On with ace-6 on the button.
So this flop's definitely coming out like king, queen, 10, right?
I like the 7, 8, 9. Nope. I was close, though.
2 pair here for Jawanda. Gut shots for both Jack 9s.
9 makes it straight for Dwan as well.
Good point. Bet from Jawanda with ace-7. Rudoy calls. Kenneth Key calls. Is Dwan thinking about shoving this? He does. He moves all in here. It's in pretty bad shape if he gets called. I mean, Jawanda's also worried. I mean, 9-10, you're basically flipping. You don't mind getting it against 9-10.
Call.
He does make the call, and this is essentially a worst-case scenario for Dwan. He's going to be drawing dead to a 9, and we can see 2 of them are gone. Yeah, that was kind of a weird. We haven't really seen too many of those like Hollywood tanks in a series. That was a weird one.
You got it, Tom?
Both straight draws fold. So Jawanda actually thrilled by Dwan's shove because he gets rid of the 2 Jack 9s that were drawing really live.
And we do have 4 9s showing for Dwan, but that is not accurate.
Yeah, don't choose the 9. I know it.
Jack on the turn, queen on the river.
Jawanda up to 1.2 million. Dwan has been eliminated.
Ace is for Lebedev. He's going to raise in first position. Winfred's going to wisely lay down the 2 9s. True Teller's out with Queen Jack. Rome's on a dealer button with a lot of stack to play for, so he might consider calling here pocket 8s. He has invested 2 antes already. Looks like he's counting his stack down, see if he can set mine.
He can indeed.
I think it's a good set mine, especially against an undergun raise who's going to be very strong pre-flop, so if you hit, you can make a big pot.
And he does not hit. Lebedev hits a set instead. Ace 6 7 8 is a straight draw, though.
That's true. It's one of those spots where you can consider maybe even checking a set of aces here. He is going to keep betting because he thinks that, well, if I had a bluff, I would bet this flop.
Bet 70.
70,000. May's got an inside straight draw. Could have the best hand against a hand like King Queen, King Jack. Does he want to continue? It looks like he is going to reach for chips. Put him in. Quads.
Quadzilla.
Okay, you got to start checking now, I imagine. What can call you? 7-8's not going to call you. Pocket 8s, pocket 9s.
Pocket 7s only, really, huh? Pocket 7s and 6s?
Yeah. There's no more aces in the deck. 8, 9. But really praying that's the case. Lebedev hasn't checked yet. Maybe he's thinking about betting.
Bet 100.
Wow, he actually bets again with quads. He's hoping somehow Rome calls, putting his opponent on a flush draw. Just seems so hard to get called on his board when it's raised pre-flop. Wow, he does get the call, so it is the correct move.
Who'da thunk? And luckily for Roman, he does not improve.
Now, does Lebedev keep betting? That's a turn of quads. Or is he going to start checking?
If I get called twice, I think I'm probably betting again.
It is pretty tough. You're trying to get called by 7s and 6s or 8, 9 exactly. I'm trying to think, would there be a case for checking? 10-8 suited, 10-9 suited are definitely hands that could have called the flop in turn. He thinks like you, Joe. He thinks that Rome's got a pocket pair that can continue. So your opponent has bet the flop, turn, and river. It sure looks like he's got at least an ace.
Also, if I'm bluffing, I'm triple barrel bluffing.
All in with
See?
pocket 8s, snap call, wow.
And that's 2 hands in a row. Folks just ran head first into a wall of the nuts. My goodness.
Quads are a massive fun by me.
Hashtag death by quads. David Benefield, still in his undercover FBI surveillance outfit.
They haven't figured out who it is yet.
All right. No, I'm just working on these power lines, ma'am. Down to 11 players, 8 get paid. Pocket aces for Schwinn.
Is going to start with a raise.
Shang Sakurai Kwek.
Kenneth Key, pocket 7s in position. No limpers in front, so less likely someone can repop it and move him off his hand.
These low pairs, though.
What is it?
Usually you just set mine on, but he's just going to lay it down. B9 suited.
你蓝筹码放在前面。
OK，看到了，看到了。
Check out the stack sizes.
I'd be like, get over here, look at it yourself.
Right, almost like
I'm not gonna move them.
后面还有吗？OK。
Queen 9 taking on aces. And Quek's gonna need,
A 10.
he's gonna need a 10. Some help is where I was going with that, but yes, a 10 qualifies.
And Schwinn here. Is he going to continuation? But he is facing a dealer button. Gonna reach for some chips.
150,000.
150,000. The problem with this straight draw, let's say you hit a 10, your opponent would continuation bet ace queen. You could be hit a straight and someone else makes a bigger straight. Quite bad for you. You're still going to call here because it does have the backdoor diamond draw.
Hello.
Speaking of that, there's the 10. Now, of course, your opponent could have ace queen, but they can have kings, jacks, king jack, king queen, aces,
Right.
everything.
Oh, I hate aces in this game. This is even more frustrating than regular Hold'em.
Aces is great, like pre-flop. Post-flop is like, please.
But the only reason they're great pre-flop is because you can move all in and make everyone fold, which you could technically do with any 2 cards.
Of course. But then if you get called, you're like, okay.
Right, right. If you get called, you're like, all right.
But then you get scared.
What?
But yeah, playing through the streets with aces, what a nightmare.
Wow.
So stressful.
All in and a call.
And a call, yeah.
big trouble for Tan Xuan here. Needs a queen.
Bye bye.
It's not over yet. You still got one more card to
I've
come.
literally never seen a suck out in this game.
Come on.
Oh, microphone is off already. It would be great if you just threw it across the room. Set of aces, no good. We are down to 10.
Man, just trying to get a good feel for the equities and short deck. It's been a fun ride over the last 10 days. Purely from a observational point of view. Just watching these guys play at a high level. Oh, much love to you guys and girls at home. Thanks for keeping us company. Got over 4,600 of you on YouTube and Twitch. Those who don't know already, my name's Henry Kilbane, alongside Brian Rast, who has not only come out of retirement, if you will, it's hiatus. It's been recently blessing our broadcasts with, well, not just poker experience, is it, Rusty? I mean, you've been coming in here, dropping some life wisdom that you can only get from battling over the years.
Well, I would hope at 40 years old I picked up one or two things.
What was the dumbest thing you ever did when you were my age? I'm 27. Did you ever like buy a Lambo? Like 50% of your net worth?
No, never did anything like that.
Careful, my friend. Careful.
I did blow some money on some other stuff like going out, but not like just like one purchase.
Not just one purchase?
Yeah. Like.
What is that laugh mean?
Well, that's not necessarily a dumb thing either.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to think about it.
Ferdinand with.
I feel like I've done plenty of dumb things when I was drunk, probably when I was younger. We're gonna just leave it at that. Alcohol's legal, but I feel like it's just like
don't come on. We're not opening up more cans of wine.
I mean, there's.
Gonna get everyone spamming 420 blaze it in the chat.
I mean, people definitely do way less dumb things on that particular substance than alcohol. That's for sure.
100%.
For my wife and me.
But wow, Petra calling it off with the Jack 10.
You hit a king on the river, it was straight.
Yeah, I didn't know. I call you with 10 high.
Wow.
Leon with the ace-8 of spades. One thing that I find interesting about this game, since we have a little bit of a lull in the table talk, do our best not to talk over that, is the button in this game, since there is so much limping, kind of plays like the big blind. And I mentioned this last night, and I wanted your take. It kind of plays like the big blind in a weird way. If you played in a no-limit game that didn't have much raising, because the button can have any two. And it's the one spot where you can have any two.
Yeah, I agree. So actually, you will see in these limp pots, the dealer button will be very aggressive on these, like, you know, especially paired boards that are like 7-7, 6-6, 8-8. They can represent the trips more than every other player, especially the undergun players. Undergun players, they don't limp hands like 7-6, 8-6, Ace-6, and things like that. So, you know, it is, I think whenever the dealer button's involved in a limp pot, it becomes a lot of guessing game, actually. And I think you should be quite active on dealer button, knowing you can represent any 2 cards. But then again, your opponents know that, and it's a bit of a loving war. Checks around. And actually, you're thinking the 9-7's open in straight draw. That's actually the straight. It is 6, 7, 8, 9 ace is a straight in short deck.
Good point. You know, something that Joe brought up last night, if you are new to short deck, or just haven't put in a ton of hands, which a lot of us are in that boat right now, this is a straight you might not see. You know, if I had ace-jack here or a set, there's a reasonable chance that I think, okay, I've got what is the effective nuts. Not even seeing the straight. When somebody turned over a straight, I'd be like, well, what straight? Where?
Well, it does seem like he does know he's got a straight. He is betting for value. And I wouldn't blame Leon for paying off here because his opponent checked back the dealer button. It just seems so unlikely someone's got ace-jack. They probably would have bet this flop at some point. So he does make the call here.
Well, frankly, if Sklarek has ace-jack... Oh, and look at that river. Look at that river.
The clubs do get there. And he's thinking about leading out. It's a very small bet. He doesn't want this to get checked through. And actually, the small bet actually induces your opponent to bluff shove on you a lot of times. I mean, I'm not saying he wants to get bluff shoved on because the flush did get there, but I don't think he would fold if he did get shoved on. I think with 9-7 here, look, the price is perfect for you. Just make the call here. Wow, he actually shoved all in.
No, I have full house.
Oh, wow. I think he could have got away from there, but that small bet actually baited his opponent to think he's got the best hand and lost the maximum. So Leon is going to eliminate Ihor